this can of green beans is from 2004, and we're gonna try them out. So how long do home canned goods really last? Well, it's recommended that you use all of your home canned goods within 1 year. However, this can of green beans is from 2004, and we're going to try them out. Obviously, I did not can this. It was my mother-in-law, and she happens to have a couple of really old canned food items on her shelves that just haven't been cycled through. So I borrowed them, and we're going to try them out. Now, green beans are one of the items that has to be pressure canned, and that's because it's not very acidic, it's basic. Anything that's under a certain acidity has to be pressure canned, or else it will produce botulism, because pretty much all food has botulism spores on it, and in certain environments those spores will begin to grow, and that's when it becomes toxic. These were pressure canned correctly, I assume, because she's really good at canning. So I think we're probably good on botulism with these. However, just because they're so old and I'm a little nervous about trying them, I am going to boil these for 10 minutes. And that will be sure to kill anything that might be growing in there. Of course, I'll do a sniff test on them and everything, but they actually look really amazing. I was expecting anything this old to be pretty deteriorated, and they look really close to what a fresh canned green bean might look like. I wonder how they feel. All right, we're going to go ahead and open these up and see what they are like. Cracked these open. They don't smell awesome, but they don't smell like rancid or any like really off-putting smell, which is a good sign. I asked my husband to smell them as well, and it's his mom, so he's been eating her green beans his whole life, and he said they smell like my mom's canned green beans. So they smell normal. So as far as feel goes, they are still firm. They're not like total mush. They just feel like normal canned green beans. So these 15-year-old beans appear the same as any canned green beans that I've used. I don't have, unfortunately, a comparison from last year because I just finished my last can of green beans that I canned last summer like 2 weeks ago. So we're out of green beans, but these appear to be kind of normal. So I'm going to add some water in here. We're going to boil them up and try them. So while I'm waiting for these green beans to boil, one thing I did forget to mention is that when I did open the container, there wasn't any like bloating, like it didn't feel like there was excess gas inside of it. It wasn't moldy, it wasn't discolored. So all those things indicate to me that the green beans are perfectly okay. I am boiling them, so once they get to boiling, it needs to be at a temperature of 85 Celsius, which I think is like 245 or something Fahrenheit for 5 minutes at least. So I'm just going to let them get up to a boil, and I'm probably going to boil them for 10 minutes, just, I don't know, like 5 to 10 minutes. Is probably good. And then we can see what the taste is like and how they feel being eaten. One of the things that is bad about keeping food so long is that the nutritional value does deteriorate over years. So a canned green bean is already going to have less nutritional value because it has been boiled and cooked. Canned foods, I think it's like a 60% nutritional value retention. Freeze-dried foods are about 90 to 95%. Canned foods are more around 60%. Dehydrated foods are like 40%. And that just has to do with the cell wall structures and how much the food is deteriorated as it's prepared. When you dehydrate something, it breaks all the cell walls and really destroys a lot of the nutritional value. When you cook something, when it's just overcooked, the heat deteriorates the nutritional value. When you freeze dry something, it retains almost all of the nutritional value, which is great. So freeze drying is definitely the way to go on that, but obviously not everyone can afford a freeze dryer, and that's just fine. It's better to have food, even if it's less nutritious, than nothing at all. So definitely recommend preserving food in whatever way works best for your family. All right, boiled up some green beans. Boil them for 10 minutes. They definitely reach the temperature, so I'm not afraid of getting botulism. Okay. Actually, it tastes a lot better than it smells. So that's a good thing. It mostly just tastes like butter. Let's try some of the ones without butter, just to see. Alright, now that I've tried the ones with butter, I can try these ones without butter and not feel so scared about that. So like I said, they don't smell great. I don't know why. I love canned green beans, but I am kind of picky about store-bought canned green beans. Like I like Green Giant ones, but I don't like off-brand ones because they taste weird to me. So I'm kind of picky about them. But I love my home canned green beans, but it may just be the variety of green bean. I don't know. Okay. So the flavor is definitely much better than the smell, which is good. And I mean, the green beans themselves don't smell bad. Just like the smell of boiling the green beans, not great. Yeah, they kind of just don't really taste like much. I feel like maybe they've lost some of their flavor over the years, but they haven't lost their texture. Their like mouthfeel is normal and really good. Definitely better with butter, but aren't all green beans. I did add a little extra salt when I boiled them as well, just because I didn't know how good they were salted, and it helps a lot with flavor. So yeah, the ones with the butter, great. The ones without the butter, slightly less great, but still totally edible. 18-year-old can of green beans, still good.